Did he just riddle back to us?
Yeah.
Like rhyme right back to us?
You are here for the first time, right?
Yeah, that was incredible. That was incredible. Wow, he didn't tell me he had that prepped. Hello, everybody. Welcome, man. It's been quite a day. Crazy sets. I'm still like half heartbroken, half excited about the previous series. After watching that, quality should only get better here. And the beauty of the day is like every single set matters. We've got players fighting for their own lives, and then also fighting for teammates' lives almost.
Remember 2 days ago we were talking, I think in the sofa, and I was telling you, Tristan, well, but with top 6 only, maybe for the last day, all will be decided. Some games will be irrelevant.
Yeah.
We couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah, this is
Be
incredible.
more wrong. It's crazy. And now, the series we have in front of us, Liereyy versus Vinchester, you know for what they are fighting? They can be both top 2. So the winner, obviously, for Vinchester, he need doubt, if I'm not mistaken, to win. If I'm not mistaken, he need doubt to win. And then if he win to Liereyy, he can be in the semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a couple different factors here. We may be able to have some more info on, especially as we get closer to the end of the day, who needs what. I know what really helped Vinchester is that Tato just won. Because in the event that Tato lost that series and then Vinchester did not beat Liereyy, Vinchester had a chance to be bottom 4. Which you think about it, he played Hera, he played Viper, he then now is going to play Liereyy. That would have felt a little harsh to me.
Kind of unfair.
So, So the good news for Vinchester is he is most likely safe, but now I can maybe free his mind up, try and run for the top 2. Mem, let me ask you this. Obviously, we've had Hera go 5-0 in group stage. So that's probably the number 1 player performing at this tournament. We don't know on paper yet who is number 2, but who has been number 2 for you in terms of performance in this tournament?
I think Liereyy.
Agreed.
I think Liereyy, well, first of all, because he won the Viper. Viper has been playing probably for me. If you ask me, the next one is the 3rd right now. He's probably going to be the 3rd also in the, depending on the series. Yeah,
I mean, when he played against Hera, he was winning games. Very close, could have beaten Hera in that series. Then he beat Viper 3-2. I think Viper's the other name in contention there. But I think this series is about, will Liereyy earn that 2nd spot? And the bigger thing is, you can even go deeper and say, who's the biggest threat to Hera? If you think it's Liereyy, which I do,
I think so.
They're not going. Hera and Liereyy are not going to want to face each other in the semifinal. They want that to be a grand final matchup. So if we have those 2 buys, Hera's got 1 locked down. Leary's going to try and use this series to get the second one locked down, and then just get to sit back and watch as the other players in I guess 3 through 6 spot try and fight.
Because if he's not winning today against Vinchester, he has the possibility to face Hera in the semifinal.
Yeah.
Which is something that you want to avoid, because we have seen how the Canadian, he's not unbeatable. People were thinking, is he going to lose games during the group stage? He lost some games. He lost versus Vinchester 1 game. He lost versus Liereyy 2 games.
Yeah.
And he was today at the limit against the Viper. The first time I think in the tournament he has been behind in the score.
Yeah.
So
and
we have seen
games
that
are close.
Yeah, it's closer than people was expecting. A lot of people were thinking, well, who can beat him? Of course, he's still in a very good shape, but it's closer than most likely everyone was expecting.
I agree. I think we should have a draft to look at here for this series at hand, as we're just moments away from starting. It will be Liereyy versus Vinchester, and there is our draft. So Vinchester's ready to go, and Vinchester has the Japanese, Mayans, Inc. as well. So 2 Mezzo, Saracens, Berbers, and the Franks. And Liereyy has Chinese, Vietnamese, Hindustanis, Tatars, Italians, and Byzantines. So some really big civs, and then obviously I've kind of skipped over the maps here.
I love the maps here. I will use switch Copenhagen with bypass. My favorite 5. Personal. Personal preference. You take these maps, high tide, aggressive map. You get some water, but it's a very nice one. Bedouins we might see most likely China versus Mayans, maybe?
Maybe like Saracens, honestly.
Saracens.
Yeah.
But that it's going to be against Chinese, so you need something that can contest. And, Mayans will have 1 village more too. Resources, good economy. I don't know, but Mayans can be very good in Arabia as well. So, I don't know. Tell me. I
really like Leary's draft here. I think Chinese is probably the best for Bedouins. I think Vietnamese, super competitive on Copenhagen. Hindustanis can be insane on African reed beds. You then have high tides where he could maybe go for like the Byzantines or the Italians, and then Tatars for Arabia. It's all clicking for me. For Vinch, he's probably going Japanese for African reed beds or high tides. Mayans, I'm thinking is going to be Copenhagen, but of course could be on Arabia.
Oh, but he has Incas. Has Incas as well.
Incas is maybe Arabia, or like Franks for Arabia or something. Yeah. Saracens and Berbers, I'm not as certain on. Now, we're obviously speaking to a lot of the players here, and I've been speaking a lot to Vinchester this week. I asked him when he came out of the draft, like, how are you feeling? And he was just kind of like, and sometimes you'll have players be like, oh, I completely won the draft. It's completely GG. Not that Vinch would say it that way, but some people do. Didn't get the impression that Vinchester was completely in love with whatever happened in the draft here. So I don't know if that's the maps or if that's the civs.
He's usually more like this, You don't see him always like convinced or super overhyped.
He's very humble.
Humble, calm, and then he's trying to play his own game, and then after that he analyzes a lot. He analyzes a lot, the minimum detail that he can see during the games. So for Arabia, I think it's going to be Tatars and Incas. And we have seen how Tatars is, we saw yesterday the Viper game with Tatars and with the counter-attack. Tatars versus Incas, maybe?
I actually don't mind Incas for high tides. We've seen the Eagles and the Navy approach before. So that could be a sneaky pick from Vinchester. Remember, he actually played Mayans on high tides at one point against Yo. I think it was Yo in the early rounds.
And Vinchester is quite original, unexpected with his picks, not only with the draft, but also when where he's going to select. Seems that Liereyy is not yet there.
Well, actually, Lierey's so talented, he also has the ability to micro away from the cameras. He's actually invisible. He is sitting there. He is ready. He's totally on time here. He's not
For
late.
a moment, I didn't see it coming. For a moment, what happened? I mean, what is Liereyy doing? Okay. But for a moment,
Honey, I shrunk the Liereyy. I mean, once we hear word, we can give you an update. But obviously, we cannot start until Liereyy is sitting in his chair. So
so I just want to see, because you were watching the previous series, right? And there was some screaming there. How you have seen the last series? Is kind of nervous also as a spectator there?
Yeah, I was very nervous. I was sitting next to Vinchester, and Vinchester needed Tato to win. Otherwise, he had to win here, or he could be out. So Vinchester at one point was curled up in the fetal position on the couch, like, no, Tato. And that was when it was 2-0 for ACCM. And then suddenly Vinchester was springing to life and getting more excited. So.
And same with Hera. When Viper was about to win, because he had the chance, I need Hera to win. I need one time that Hera for me.
True. He needed Hera to win as well.
And then today he's going to lose, or what? What happened here?
Yeah.
So everything benefit Vinchester. And now, this is good, because now he can focus just for the best. Like, nothing to lose. If I win, I can get even the top 2. If I lose, I'm still in.
Yeah, exactly. I think a little less pressure on Vinchester, which maybe allows him to be creative too. Sometimes you could maybe hesitate on that creativity if you felt like you had to win, even if creativity is what you needed. So there's Vinchester thinking away. But yeah, something that's so funny here, guys. So as players are rooting for other people, essentially what they're doing is they're worried about their boo-hole score, right? The tiebreaker score.
Yeah.
And so the amount of times I've heard players say, no, my boo-holes. The amount of times they've said those words this week is just too many to count. It's so funny. And then players are messaging each other, I have to say this. So I think it's going to be on the B stream, because we have still another series after, 2 more sets after this technically. But Yo and Dogao go way back, and they have been talking so much smack all week, non-stop, across the room to each other, in Discord to each other. They're very good friends. And Dogao said something. I don't know if I can do Dogao's voice here. It's a very quiet voice.
Right.
And yesterday he goes, well, regardless, you play me, so you're going to die like a pig or something like that. He's like, I'm going to kill you.
You're a good Brazilian, man.
No, that's so horrible.
Me, man.
But like, they've just been talking trash all day to each other, especially the fact that Dogao is already, I think he's actually not eliminated because of other things that have happened. I think he's got a slight chance, but I think...
Yeah.
Well, no, I take that back. I think he has to be eliminated.
He is eliminated.
Because he's 0-4.
He didn't win any
Yeah. So, regardless, Dogao's been saying
you're becoming really friends with Dogao, that you wanted to qualify him even with 0-4.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But he's been saying to Yo, I'm bringing you down with me, essentially. So, later on today, the Doubt Heart series that happens... Tata really needs Doubt to win there. Hart has to win. There's just so much on the line here.
Well, we're going to have in a moment Liereyy versus Vinchester. As you know, if I'm not mistaken, in this stream it's going to be later Doubt versus Hart.
Yeah, that'll be the next series. Yep.
Yes. And at the same time will be played Mr. Yo versus Dogao. That will be in a B stream like T90 said. But now we're going to focus on this one. This is going to be Arabia, Liereyy versus Vinchester finally, because I'm not being happy. I think this is my first Arabia that I cast. No, we casted yesterday.
We got some Arabia. Remember when Doubt lost 80 villagers to 30 Latus?
Yeah, you remember.
That was an amazing
remember
Arabia game.
You remember good things for that. Okay. Oh man. Well, about the strategies and about the gameplay of these two, I feel this series, no matter what, is going to be a bit shorter for the gameplay or for the style of these players.
Well, that's just because Liereyy is so dominant, right? Like the only time games
More
go
aggressive
late,
player.
Yeah. The only time games go late is if the opponent can match Liereyy in some way, and there's just really not many people on the planet that can do that. So as they're about to get started here, I think that's going to be the storyline. I do think there's going to be some games that go late, both by map design like Copenhagen, but also just because Vinchester might want to wall out that aggression. But this, to me, is all about how Liereyy plays. He has been insane. I think we could have easily had a scenario where Liereyy was the player who was undefeated coming into this, had things gone slightly differently against Hera, right? And
go on, sorry.
No. That's all I have to say. I mean, I really think Lierey's playing amazing.
I wanted to ask you, because we always have been, and probably you also in your channel, people have been asking you many times in socials, your top 10 players, how is the scene, who is the 1, 2, 3, and so on. It's not this confirming basically what many people have said, also myself I've been thinking, that we have Hera, Liereyy, TheViper in one kind of a spot.
I think,
and the others, there's a little bit of a gap between the others, but all the others are so close between them.
I mean, this tournament feels like yes. Obviously, that's a lot of recency bias. There was a period of time, maybe like a year ago, where Liereyy wasn't always showing this level so consistently. So
he's more committed now.
Yeah, he seems to be. And the thing is, the old thing we'd say about Liereyy is he didn't play the late game well. He didn't get relics. He didn't wall. And also we used to say he didn't practice. And that's different. Like, Liereyy is playing a lot of practice sessions. He is clearly prepared for every event he plays in. Remember, even like smaller events, Wandering Warriors Cup, which happened recently, made it to the finals. He was prepared on every map from the early stages, right? So he's not full-time AoE, but he's spending a lot of time playing practice sessions with his teammate Hart and good friends. So
Wii Sport, I think, has helped also to him to motivate more, to be more committed.
I think
that kind of push he needed in his back, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm now in a gaming team, and then an eSport team, and that's gonna.
I also think this is maybe a little bit of a rough take, but how many finals has he made it to without winning?
We shouldn't go into
so many. But I mean, that can make or break you, and I think that if you think about some of those finals, it oftentimes comes down to a game where, he's easily been to the most
he has
finals,
been in the finals and being the second place.
I think it's almost 10, Mem. It's almost 10, like dating back to 2017. So, but that perhaps was a motivator for Liereyy. He's like, if I'm just a little bit better, a little bit more prepared, I'm winning these things. So, sorry for the delays here, folks. Looks like we're about to get started. I'm not sure exactly the delay. They're going to load up a lobby here, but they are certainly, I mean, we got both players in the chair. We got Vinchester scooting in here. I think we're about to start.
Yep, the countdown is there.
And the countdown's there. All right, let's go, people. Let's go. This has been a great day already. This is the final day of group stage. Will we find out who that guaranteed second semifinalist is come playoff time? We've got Vinchester opening up the series with the Franks on Arabia, and then we have the Tatars for Liereyy.
Franks and Tatars. Tatars we have seen, but probably Liereyy was thinking about something else from his opponent. Tatars can be a good one against Franks anyway.
I think it can. Now Tatars possibly more complex to play, but I agree with you as Vinchester's going to bring in his boar. And I don't trust him right now with that.
Anymore, right?
Because he's made some mistakes. So I jumped out of my seat a little bit. But no, truthfully, I think Tatars are the better matchup here. Franks are simply easier to play, though, right? Yeah. I think a lot of people in the chat right now realize how strong the Franks can be. Maybe it's the Frank pickers themselves, Mem. The free farm upgrades, the cheap castles.
A lot of casual people
the
play
tanky
with
knights.
Franks, right?
Yeah, so I think there's people who are in love with the Franks. I think there's people that absolutely hate the Franks because they've died to the Franks. So they know, but this is the first time we've seen Franks this tournament for a reason. There's a lot of Camel civs out there and Cav Archer civs, which can give Franks big problems.
Franks was used by only one player in the qualifiers.
Okay, was it Vinchester?
Yes.
That's amazing memory.
Nobody used that. I knew that because I was wondering when I was casting all that, and then I asked to the admin of the tournament, and he told me, you're right, man.
Wow.
Only Franks has been used one time or maybe two at the end. Also, both by Vinchester.
Wow.
And then it's the first time now in the tournament, as you can see. Economy is very smooth for them, but if you go full knights and then your opponent is going full camels or even cav archers, what do you do with that?
Yeah. Now, can we talk about the gold here for Vinchester? This could be a real problem. He's going to bring in his boar now. But if you look at the minimap, the gold for Vinchester is not ideal, compared to Lierey's at least. The version of Arabia we have here is a pretty wallable version. And as the boar is being brought in, this is a pro player. I don't trust him doing it. Okay, he's fine. He brought his boars in. He's going to be good. But yeah, the back gold's maybe an option there, but the front gold is going to be all sorts of problems because it's right below those hills. And Tatars do more damage on top of hills, Mem. They have the extra food on the sheep. They get free thumb ring for the cav archers. It is just a really good matchup for the Tatars.
Honestly, if I was Vinchester, I will go even to find the goal at the back, even in feudal age.
Yeah, maybe.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You know, because those hills are really, really rough, and then you go for the main goal when you have a possibility to build a town center. Liereyy, as always, as you can see again, Tristan, up to feudal age faster than his opponent. 19 population, 18 villages. And how is the position for Liereyy? He has the goal also exposed. Well, it's forward, but he has in between almost both forests, then the other goals, one at the back, the other really far in front, but different position, which I like it, you know.
Yeah, so Liereyy can do what we call egg walls. MBL is known for doing this, where he doesn't actually full wall to the edge of the map, but he can just build this little egg around and towards his TC. It seems very clear he can do that between these wood lines and also protect the gold and the berries. So I'd say overall, if we're just thinking about wallability, advantage to the Tatar player here. Also, if we're thinking about scalability, probably advantage to the Tatar player here. So there are just these moments with Vinchester when he does some unorthodox things, whether it be gameplay or strategy. I don't think the strategy is going to be crazy because he's Franks. You kind of expect him to go for scouts, but he's going to have to really work hard here.
Truth is, Tristan, that we're talking about that we prefer Tatars, but I prefer Tatars from Castle Age.
Yeah.
Like in Feudal Age, Franks is completely fine. They have more HP in the start, and then if you want to match up those scouts, you will need bloodlines. So if you go scouts, which is mining goal, range. Right?
Well,
we think about going to scout, but I think it's you, or maybe it's debated now, Liereyy. Liereyy is exploring because he doesn't see the mining camp, and he wants to see exactly what his opponent is going to do. He's going to try to make the archery range, but the scout is coming now from Vinchester. He's just being annoying. He's going around, and now he will have to build the archery range. Yeah.
And there it is. Okay, so that's great job there from Liereyy, just to confirm what his opponent's doing. So you don't normally think about this with the Franks, but hear me out. If you start on archers, your opponent needs to go into skirms. And then what's good against skirms? High HP scouts. So we see this at times to try and bait the opponent into the unit you're best at. So instead of starting with your best unit, you switch it up. So I don't mind it, but I also think that Liereyy,
he's a scout.
He's not going to be too worried about archer opening because his base is incredible. So he's going to be walled up. The archers might not really be able to do too much.
Yeah, well, but that's why probably is a bit better, because if his base is incredible, the scout won't do probably even less. So right now he's doing the archery range. He has the spear already. The scouts are coming, doing the horse collar. Remember, horse collar for free for Franks. Franks is so smooth. But I think he's having one problem there. The scout is already hitting a villager that we don't see it.
Yeah, there's a scout on that villager there. That villager could be close to death, and nice job there from Vinchester to push that away. Vinch is aiming to wall up here. So he's adding spears just to protect his walls. If he can get the walls down, he has to work a lot harder for this, but this base, which we thought was worse, is not going to be looking too bad in the end.
The villager that he has on gold, but low HP, he should put in a farm, because Liereyy is trying to find the blood there.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's going with 3 scouts, 3 spears. He's now walling that villager very nice, but he's walling, and this is very good for Vinchester. I mean, he needs to wall completely. He's coming with more units, and he has already skirmishes. It's so sick.
It's just, but it's Tatars, right? You don't really need the farms that quickly. You save so much food, and Lierey's done a great job to make Vinchester work. All of Vinchester's spears are chasing right now, and there's not one, but there's 2 weak villagers here. She was just hit on the hill. Now the other scouts come back. The other villager there is still weak, and the spears are out of position. Vinch is going to eject with his archers in a panic here, hoping he can save his vills, but now he's going to lose his archers.
Yeah. Oh! And he trapped everything now. He trapped everything. All the units here from Liereyy in the damn hell.
Wow, I take it back.
That was amazing, actually.
That's incredible. He did lose, I think, 2 archers, but it would have been so much worse there. So he gets his walls down. All the scouts for Liereyy go down.
4.
That was crazy.
4 scouts is a lot. You can count, 4 scouts is a lot of food. And now he's going to be walled soon. This is so good. I mean, he lost 1 villager, but Vinchester, look at the KD, 5-3, and 4 Irish scouts. Wow.
Can we see Vinchester's scouting here for a second, though? Okay, so he did get to see a little bit about Lierey's base, but he also doesn't have a scout right now. So I think both this might be kind of funny. Both players don't have a scout, and Vinchester can't even create one. So I think they're both just going to wait for their opponent to attack them because they don't want to move out and get surprised by anything. So they might just sit here and macro until Castle Age.
Well, it's not going to take too long because look at the resources. They have both players already with a lot of farms. He's now with 4 villages on goal. For now, Lierey's walling doesn't have all the walls. Do you think then Vinchester is not even going to make a stable for now?
Well,
even a blacksmith?
He doesn't actually know Lierey's making archers. I think what he's hoping for is that Lierey's going to go full skirmisher here. But Liereyy wisely is going to play into archers because that's better against the knight play. But Vinch does some crazy things. You'll see the second range from Vinch potentially here with Franks. You still have the good farms. You still can always go knights later on. And if you're worried about camels, as any knight player, oftentimes you might want crossbow out there to kill off the camels and ruin that potential. So there's the blacksmith from Vinch. That spear going forward is just a scout.
To gather the information.
Yeah, he needs to know what's out there. I actually think Liereyy should not even really show him the archers. Just have the 1 skirm there. If you just have the 1 skirm, he might think you're going skirms and add the stable. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but...
Yeah. Well, we'll see. What I'm looking forward is to see what Vinchester is going to do in Castle Age with Franks against the Dars. I'm really, really curious, because it's the question mark. Are you going to go crossbows against potential crossbows that can be Thumbrin? Or maybe Liereyy is going cap archers with Thumbrin for free?
Yeah.
When you are not going to have a transition with Franks.
But man, sometimes if the opponent doesn't think you will do something, doing it can actually be good.
Yeah, you get him off ward and then you make the damage. Have you seen this? It happened to you many times playing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then I'm like, I just died to a noob. Like, who goes crossbows as Franks? But that's the mind game aspect. And Vinchester didn't see a big army from Liereyy, so he's moving forward now. And we'll see if Liereyy gets his walls down. He might, but Vinchester's going to apply a little bit of pressure here and try and break through.
Castle Age, man. Lierey's always doing. I don't know how he's... Well, this time because fletching been done for Vinchester, otherwise he will be up, And by the way, 20 seconds should be fine. Well, he's doing another village. He should stop and go up.
Yeah, Vinch is going to regret fletching here now that he sees the walls. When he checked with the spear, it was open. If he could run in now, obviously he could do something. Now we have Liereyy. Lierey's skirm didn't see a flag on their archery range, so he's probably confused.
Also, Tristan, if he now see that his opponent has fletching in those archers, now he knows exactly what is the transition for Vinchester.
Yeah.
If he didn't have fletching and see few archers without fletching, he might be still asking himself what's going to be, what's going on. But now, no. Now he knows.
I think Vinchester needs to stay on one town center for a little while and play into elite skirm with crossbow. I think it's the best option. If it's just a crossbow war,
probably ballistic even either.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just so dangerous against the Tatars. They just have the superior crossbowman. That's before you even get to a hill. There we go. Vinchester shows himself. But Lierey's going to know about that now. Lierey's going to chase that down.
Yeah, but well, it's good because he's going to be up a little bit quicker. It's not too much. It's 40 seconds, something like this. But the archer is going to have now Thumbrin. And he's coming. Oh my god, he's going to clean everything. He's coming with so many archers, 14 archers now, 1 skirmisher. He's going to try to get some heal, but he can't. The skirmish is there, but the archers are there as well. And as soon as he gets in Castle Age, he's going to clean absolutely all the units. Look at this, Tristan. He's going to clean Vinchester for sure. He's taking all the archers. And now what Vinchester is going to do?
He's got to go skirms. He was already thinking about it, but this isn't what he wanted, man. He was looking for the woodline hits. He realized that all of Lierey's wood was exposed, and he just didn't know that Liereyy had that many archers. Liereyy kills everything, and he has Thumb Ring, and he's got the upgrades coming in. And so the skirm numbers and the skirm upgrades are going to need to be insane for Vinchester.
Good thing here for Franks. Well, as you can see, Botkin, he's going to make University, I believe. There you go, University. He has good economy, least skirmishes, Boso, but he will need also extra TC, and he will do it soon. Check Franks is so smooth to play, really. But those skirmishes with Botkin and potential ballistic will be enough to stop these crossbows with Thumbrin, and also he's doing knights even.
Yeah,
Whoa.
smart. I mean,
Very smart.
Lierey's like, well, what's he going to do? He's not going archers anymore. He's got to go skirms or he's dead, or he's got to go siege or he's dead. And so Liereyy correctly predicts. Now, he's going to see this. What he won't know is the investment. He won't know second armors coming in. And nice micro from both of them here. There's the knight. The knight has no upgrades. So Vinchester might not be scared off of this for too long, but it's enough for Liereyy to push forward. This is so good for Liereyy. He can add his TCs behind this, and he can start to boom.
Yeah, and this is a real problem for Vinchester because, not because he has low army, just because he also did Ballistic, a huge and very expensive hybrid. Remember, 200 wood for the university, then 300 wood and 175 gold, and then you don't have skirms.
Yep.
You know, it's terrible. Right now, he's going to kill it the knight, yes, but how many units he's taking? Taking a lot.
Yeah.
Taking a lot. 9, 15, and Liereyy is coming with a Siege Workshop forward. 30 Siege Workshop forward. What? I mean, it's crazy. 3 tone centers, more army than his opponent, and also Siege Workshop forward, while Vinchester is still on 1 tone center.
The thing is right now, I think Finch could actually move out. If you have +2 armor and you have ballistics, I think you need to be a little bit adventurous here. Go chase down those crossbows.
The problem is the knight. He knows that there's some knights. If he has a couple of monks, you can go. But he has no monastery. Only with the skirms, when you know that there's some knights on the field, it's going to be very tricky. Now he's inside with the knight with the cav archers, but having the skirms, the cav archers will be down, and now you need to fight that knight. Otherwise, he's going to take the skirm and going to take some villager.
The thing is, though, like, I think Vinchester's recognized the knights are super weak here. They don't have any upgrades. So that, okay, the knight's going to get a couple kills. That knight's dying to 4 skirmishers. That'll go down pretty quick. And now Vinchester is going to be able to clear the main crossbow mass. It's happening right now on the left side. All the crossbows are getting cleared.
Check
so Liereyy really didn't kill that much with his crossbow timing.
Whoa. Didn't kill anything. All the army from Liereyy is gone. Check the KD now. Siege Workshop is there, but he has 3 DC still. What is going to be the transition is going to camels. So what Liereyy should do now, Vinchester should do now? Monks?
Well,
monks?
Monks. Interesting. I mean, monks against skirms would be a little tricky.
No. I mean,
what Vinch should do.
Vinchester to have a couple of monks. With a couple of monks and skirms, he's well defended.
He could maybe just add 2 knights. Like,
also,
those camels don't have upgrades, which right now they don't. You could use the skirms to maybe chip away at them, and then 2 knights kill off the mangonel.
Yeah.
Liereyy needs a bigger army to protect the siege before he shows it. Otherwise, that potential is there. But it's still something we need to remember. Tatars are just better. They scaled later with the cav archers and the camel numbers. So I think Vinchester needs to do some damage here.
Yeah, but he's doing 3 TCs. He's trying to catch up the boom. Definitely is not going to catch up that boom. I mean, he has heavy plow for free, yes, but he's already 12 villages behind. Economy, though, it's almost the same for now. Resources collected, but there's a mangonel. He has some camels. He's doing now the monk, and also the monk, Tristan. To get the relics, you need to collect some relics, because like these, you are giving all the map control to Liereyy, and Liereyy might get 3-4 relics easily.
You know what this game is reminding me of? It's reminding me of 2 of the games that Liereyy played against Hera in their set, where Hera went for the boom, Liereyy had the map control, and then Liereyy got to a point where he was like, you know what? I'm ahead here. Let's try and go imp. And then Hera showed up with a bunch of army investment, with lots of stables. It feels natural to do here. And I'm wondering if Liereyy thought about those games, the game on High Tides and the game on Arabia against Hera, and said, I had a lead, and then I lost it because I didn't keep pushing him. The siege was something he was very late on in those games, and now he's able to roll on in. It looks like he's made some changes here.
Yeah, he has 2 mangonels, there's some few camels, but still the camel is not a single upgrade, so those camels are not really dangerous if he's now going to come with the knights. It's the second stable only now. I think Vinchester should have done already the market, because he has a lot of gold. He's not balancing the economy ideally, and it's only 1 knight there. I mean, when he's doing few knights with the double stable, maybe he can push back, but by that time, Liereyy will have the upgrades in his camels.
Yeah, Liereyy, and that's the correction I think Lierey's honestly made. It's just adding more military to hold the position.
And check Tristan, he's farming. It's insane. 36 farmers for a long time, for a really long time. Go on.
Really, I mean, he's playing perfect, man.
Yeah.
Only thing he's maybe missing is wheelbarrow, but that's kind of natural to skip over for a while with the Tatars because of the sheep. He's had very low idle TC time. So is Vinch, though, in all honesty, and I think Liereyy knows. He's going to check with that outpost, but he knows that this can't be all Vinchester has.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's see. Let's see. The outpost is just amazing, really. It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. But he's hiding the knights. I like that a lot. He's hiding the knight. How many he need? I mean, with 8 knights he should go. But this is a problem. It can be a big problem.
A lot of camels.
Yeah, and the knights. Sorry, the stone he has, Liereyy in the bank. He has the stone. The knights are coming. He need to just kill those mangles, but it's so many camels, not gonna be +2, those knights not gonna be an old iron season that the monks was needed. That mangle will take some skirmishes. And now it's not micron at all. I think Liereyy has a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, he did the right things, man. He kept bringing the pressure here, and he just is going to continue to deny this gold. He'll know that's a good engagement. Even if he loses the siege here, it's a good engagement. The army count from Vinchester is low, or as you would say, in the damn hell. Doesn't sound the same when I say it. I'll probably never say that again.
I will teach you later. No problem.
but I guess the only thing you got to say about Liereyy is he did actually stop production right now. So he isn't pushing anymore. He did exactly the opposite of what I said.
Yeah.
But still, he's got really
Well,
nice
it was in the
control.
hell anyway, you know, but still. And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
with those camels, the camels are not the best units to raid crossbow. I think he's kind of confused here. But I'm surprised about the castle from Liereyy. It's true that he lost a lot of army, but he's playing safe. He knows that he doesn't have to risk. Who has to risk is Vinchester, which is not really risky. He's playing 2 standard, and he's not been playing something else. I don't know what, to be honest. What about, I don't know. It's too static, you know,
Well,
to go monks and pikes, for
This
example.
is the problem, though. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you just made knights. That's your best unit, but your opponent has camels. You can't really justify cav archers. Franks are about their eco. They're about their knights. But if the civilization can beat them in eco, which Lierey's done so far, and just find an answer to the knights, he set up pretty perfectly. Almost feels like Liereyy is going to commit to Keshiks now. He'll have 2 castles. He's still producing them. Keshik is a really underrated unit.
They're great. They're great, and they are not expensive for a unique unit.
Yeah.
They are cheap. They have a crazy armor. Also against, well, the skirmish is gonna eat them, and then if you lose them, you also get gold for all the units that you are killing. He's buying another town center. Will Barrow a bit too late when his opponent is already doing the hand guard. Damn it.
This is so good. Like this honestly is the change that I think Liereyy needs to make to be that number 1 and get past that hurdle of falling into second place so frequently. We already know he's great with the crossbow play. The technical micro is good, but I think in games where in some games like this, he just needs to take all the map and stay in castle instead of clicking to imp, because in these moments Vinchester knows he needs to push back. And if it was imp from Liereyy, Liereyy wouldn't have an answer to this, but Liereyy has an answer to this.
Yeah.
And Lierey's going to come out now, and his eco is still going to be ahead, and the Mangonels are going to miss their shots, but this is still a fine engagement for Liereyy, man.
It should be. He has the monk also that is going to try to convert the knight, and if he's not converting, he also will heal those Kashik. He has so many units, but what he also have is 20 villages more. But Frank's so smooth, man. It's true that he's investing less, he uses skirmishes, he's coming with more and more Kashik, and soon he will have a stone for a castle. Population difference is not that big. Yeah, look at the economy for Vinchester.
It's pretty good.
This is pretty sick, actually.
It's pretty good. And he doesn't see camels, so he might feel as though maybe he can compete and make those knights again. Vinchester just kind of waiting for that economy to get to the point where he can only spam cav. But nice fight for Vinch. I actually thought that was going to go way worse, but he killed those 2 Mangonels very easily there.
Well, still, is behind in village? Yes, but okay. I mean, you are over 100 villages, only missing hand card. Resources for Liereyy are definitely exploding. As you can see, he's over 3,000 resources collected more. But Vinchester is clicking up to Imperial quicker.
Vinch's Fog of War, Vinch's map vision is just insane here. It's so good. Sorry, I said Vinch. I meant to say Liereyy. I'm sorry. It's actually not good for Vinch.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, he has the outposts around the map. He's already collected relics. He knows where the extra golds are going to be. The only small thing I'd say is I think he has those 2 relics collected in the middle
That
of the map.
villager is sneaky? I mean, he even have a villager inside
villager
with
back
an
there,
outpost.
yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, Keswick are coming. He's going to try to dive in those units, and he's going to take... How many? No, because now the monks are there. I would love to see what is going to be the transition. He's going to go halves. He's doing more and more barracks. Okay, you can have bomber cannons, halves. Then, if you are able to mine more stone, cheaper castles in Imperial, they will be back to the 488 stone each, which is amazing to get some map control.
What's the base HP of a Keshik? Base HP and base attack. Okay, so 130 with 9 attack.
Not bad.
And the armor's the same as a knight. So you've got 10 more HP, but you've got 1 less attack. and it's also cheaper than a knight. I can't tell you exactly how much Keshik is, but I think they're much cheaper than a knight in terms of gold cost. So if he's got 3 castles producing Keshiks, I think he can match the knights. I actually think it's a good play. I know why he's producing camels, because he's scared of the Frank Paladin, but like this could work really well.
Let's see. I mean, it's husbandry on the way. Still, Frank's Paladin, as you mentioned, is crazy. 48 farmers for Vinchester. Now he's going to lose some villages. That's a good rate. And honestly, if you go Cavaliers and Halves, I'm telling Cavaliers because a 4th Paladins and Half is going to be tricky, at least for now. But this is the relics.
This bothers me.
Why the monastery there? That's Liereyy playstyle. That's lazy. I mean, lazy.
I mean, listen, everything else has been perfect.
But
if
then
you put the first relic there, that's fine. But if this is going in, build another monastery in the back of your base, Liereyy. What are you doing?
And now Vinchester has 4 relics. 4 relics. If you want to give some chance to Vinchester to win this game, it's exactly move like this.
People just called that a relic heist in the chat. That is not a relic heist. That is a relic gift. That is a Christmas gift there from Liereyy to Vinchester.
Do you know what I like from casting together? That you not only say that bothered you. I was seeing your face how angry it was.
Yes, dude.
I was like, what?
Certain things bother me. Certain things actually tilt me. Like I'm sure people can understand, but this means a lot to us here. It means a lot to the players. Big engagement. We've got Elite Keshik on the way from Liereyy. He seems really hesitant. I'm pretty sure he still wins that fight.
Yeah, but he want to wait. I mean, he's going to have Elite and +4 in a moment, so why to take the risk when this is going to be Cavaliers even quicker than his opponent? Population for Vinchester is still impressive. Look at the score.
It is.
It's crazy game already, man. That TC is not going to be up. That's a real problem. But now it's also raiding here. It's going to start to be a crazy game. He's raiding everyone. You can see Cavaliers also on his economy. And the Cavaliers killing so many villages. Echo KD better for Vinchester. KD in total better for Vinchester. Halberdiers incoming. And as I told you, Cavaliers and Halves is going to be a tricky composition to face because now you need to switch to probably Cav Archers. Keshik is not a note against this. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I mean, if the Halbs can get in position, absolutely. I think Vinchester still has a lot of work to do. He only has 1 castle on the map. He still has golds exposed. And Liereyy does still have that full map control on neutral stones and golds. But yeah, this would be the time now. Now that you're pretty much maxed out on Camel and Keshik, now would be the time for those archery ranges, Mem. Especially when you see the barracks. If you see that happening, you're being told by your opponent exactly what he's going to bring to the table.
But please, Vinchester, notice that you are getting raided. Okay, he did now. Damn it. He's going to take the castle on the left. That's great. He's going to make the town center. Population for both is still solid, very solid. But Liereyy is having castles at home, but he's not advancing anymore. So Vinchester is fine. And he has still 3 relics. Didn't take the 4th one. Still have those skirmishes and the Crows alive. And those Halberdiers that are missing some upgrades. The Cavaliers are also missing upgrades. Need to do the upgrades.
I mean, I think Liereyy, apart from those relics, is still in a fantastic spot. But I do have to say, it didn't feel like he had a lot of faith that Elite Keshik could match Cavalier here. The stats are actually better, and it's like 35 gold cheaper. But he switched to Camel instead, and the concern with Camel dies to Halb much faster. Yep. So the army is a little bit more squishy, you could say, for Liereyy. Still should be superior. Here he comes, and he's got his eyes set on Vinchester's gold there.
Yeah, well, he's doing chivalry, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
That's chivalry, okay. You're going to try to produce those super fast. He's now going into heavy Cav Archer. He does have any of those Cav Archers, well, only 2. It's still not an old Halves, Tristan. This is not a good battle for Vinchester, I believe. This is Camels, heavy Camels. This is Elite Keshik. He's taking now a lot. This is a mode that he needs to snipe, but he's not a sniper. He's going back. This is not a node to defend. And Liereyy is taking a great battle now.
Yeah, Vinchester will probably hold this. He still has Halbs there. The TC fire will help a little bit. But the units are coming in to snipe the Trebs.
The Trebs are trying to go back, but, well, the Halberdiers are being amazing. And imagine if those Halves, Tristan, were +4/+4. They're missing upgrades. They're missing quite some. And now Vinchester, with a lot of abilities at the limit in terms of military, he's definitely missing the upgrades. And
he's missing the gold. He can't take that gold. That 4-tile gold is huge.
Castle?
3 relics is not going to be enough.
Make a castle? He has the stone. Make a castle just there. You should make a castle in that hill.
Well, I mean, once people stop dying on that hill, Mem, I think they'll probably be okay with building a castle. I think everyone who's there is a little traumatized at the moment.
Oh, man.
Look at the vill counts, 150.
Both.
Yeah.
Both 150 villages. Obviously, not a lot of army now for Vinchester. He need a castle for sure. And this is the problem here with Tatars. He's having all the units that Tatars can do.
So good. I mean, I think afterwards, if you were to ask Liereyy, he's not going to be impressed with the Keshik, but it's done enough. He's still making that with heavy CA, and Cav Archer's the killer here. Vinch has 6 Cavalier. He has 12 Halbs. You can't stop this.
It's triggered me a lot that you don't have gold, you have the stone to make a castle, and then you are not doing it. I mean, for you, it was triggering something else before, but man, seriously. Drop the damn castle there. You drop the castle, you defend it. But, well, he didn't. And now he's trying to raid a little bit okay. But with 0 gold in the bank, even if you have 3 relics, it's not going to be possible to do the job. 69 farmers, great number. Yes, great farmers as well, but not an oath.
Yeah, I mean...
Look at this castle, man.
Mev, he can't finish the castle there. It's gonna, the Vills will die.
Yeah, not now. I mean, before. I mean, of course, they're not gonna make the castle now.
That's fair.
I mean, not now, Tristan.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, he really has had so little map control. Liereyy has just been all over him. The Camels and the Keshiks before, now the Cav Archers. Liereyy has 63 on food. He's got 24 on gold. And it's been pretty much a flawless game from him since the start.
Where's the castle?
Mem saw that stone disappear and absolutely lost his mind. I mean, it'll keep him alive a little bit longer. But I think Vinchester is in that state of thinking that he's probably dead, and he's just playing on a little bit longer because it's the first game of the series.
That's so nice, man. Probably dead. He's safe.
I mean, you know, we got to be kind here, but
yeah.
How are you
Very
supposed
kind.
to, with 1 on gold, how are you supposed to compete against this many Cav Archers? There's just no chance here.
Yeah, he's doing the +4. He still have 14 on a stone, so maybe he can do another castle on the left. He definitely need it. It's true that for the time that we have, it feels that he has so little goal left.
Yeah.
It's 45 minutes of the game and only have that pile goal?
Yeah,
There's not another on the left or what?
It is a bit surprising. He still didn't finish his main gold. And then
he
that
didn't
whole 4 tiles.
And he never did paladins or bombard cannons or not too many units on gold, right?
Yeah,
So-
true. I mean, maybe his plan is to sell as well. He might be able to get another castle up. Maybe he'll build it on the left. What I'm waiting for from Liereyy is for some siege here. I mean,
traps.
Like, any siege
Traps
whatsoever.
with 19 range if he's doing the tech.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm not going to say the name, you know? Most likely because it's impossible to pronounce, you know? Impossible.
Yeah, I think Liereyy feels as though that siege isn't even needed. And now is realizing Vinchester's not going to go away quietly. Vinchester has over 70 on food and is just spamming Lightcap, and he's going to make Liereyy work for this. Couple Lightcap there to raid. This gives him an opportunity maybe to drop that castle on the gold. He does have 3 relics. Players aren't going to want to resign if they know that when the gold runs dry,
I don't care that castle anymore. I give up, you know.
You give up on it?
Yeah, I give up completely.
Well, you know how it works. The castle's going to go up because you gave up on it. So in
Probably.
a minute, that castle's going to go up. Like,
wow, he's doing all the upgrades here. You know, silk armor, and now for the trebuchet that is going to be Timirut Siegecraft.
oh, you said it. That was good. That
Yeah,
was better than I could do.
because Vodka put there in the tech, you know.
Ah, okay.
Was cheating. Okay, let's see the castle is going to be in front or not.
Well, castle on the back there from Liereyy because he's starting to be raided, and then a castle on the left for Vinch. I don't hate that.
Don't dislike it.
Because
I don't dislike
it's
it.
on the
Yeah.
hill, it protects his eco, and there's also more stone so he can eventually get...
Yeah, but man, now that I notice, the other goal is still here. He
Yeah.
cannot take it.
He can't take it.
He cannot take it. That's why you need castles on this area. He's just going there, and that's why Lee is just playing safe.
Vinch.
Oof.
This has got to be so frustrating for Liereyy. He's like, come on, bro, you're dead. You're dead. But Vinch is like, I'm not dead. Vinch's pop has been 180. At the very least, he's telling Liereyy right now that this is going to be a fight. And these games are not going to be easy.
Yeah, but those Cavaliers is how you kill them. It's so difficult. Look at the trebuchet. They are hitting from my country, you know, and it's taking the castle from Spain and we're in Germany.
Yeah.
Just look at this.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's pretty ridiculous. And there's a big issue here. And now that the Trebs are here, Vinchester actually has to fight this. Vinch has to engage against it because he's going to lose everything.
Do you think Liereyy should sell some food?
I think he needs to save a little bit more.
Okay.
I think he still needs to save up more.
But does he know that the spice is with gold?
He should know that, yes. He should know that. We'll see if he can get there.
9,000 food, man.
Cavalier coming in. This is the last goal from Vinchester. If Vinchester doesn't clear this should be the game. There's no other raids from Vinchester. His gold will be denied. His castle will fall. His TC will fall. And the CA, the camels, and the Keshiks
It's impossible. It's too many units here. And also, he never got the map control. He called the GG. And Liereyy in a kind of gameplay that he wasn't doing in the past.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, he would have lost this game.
Yeah.
Because he will go no patient at all, go all in,
Yep.
leave some hole, and now he's played differently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel it.
I do feel it. And also, I feel as though he did a really good job adding the additional Keshiks onto the map.
Yeah.
And if he didn't have those Keshiks, I think that Vinchester would have gotten some castles up on those
Map
goals,
control.
right? Remember that
Map
TC
control.
on the left got denied multiple times. So that gold was always an issue for Vinchester. And that's what Liereyy would have done in the past. He would have backed up. Even earlier this week, he backed up when he had that map control against Hera and then later paid the price. But to Vinchester, the Franks pick looks a little awkward now. We haven't seen anyone else play Franks. It was Franks up against Tatars. We kept comparing the tech tree, and it just didn't really seem like it was gonna work out for him. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be that type of series for Vinch, or is it gonna be the type of series where we're like, dude, Vinch is a mastermind. He picked this Civ, no one else would have picked it, and he beat Liereyy, you know?
Yeah, crazy. Well, guys, we're going to be in game number 2 in a moment. But first, we're going to have a small break and be right back.
And now, a word from our partners.
Have you heard of the 21st century?
Why settle for clacks, clunks and jams? Say goodbye to sticking keys. And welcome to the ultra-responsive quiet precision of the Liereyy Exodus 760 mechanical keyboard. With our Timu red switches for ultra-silent key presses, anti-ghosting with N-key rollover, and 1 millisecond response time, this keyboard will keep up with your fastest moves. Whether you're gaming or working, you'll enjoy precise control at the speed of light. Get yours on mueller.de. In case you rage, we do not cover costs for damaged screens or unfinished castles.
All right, well, back here, we got game number 2 coming up between Vinchester and Liereyy. It's been a little while, so let's just remind the people. Winner of this series potentially takes second spot. I think there's very good chances for Liereyy if he does that. They may even be 100% that
No, he's 100%.
sends him to second.
If he wins, is top 2 with Hera, and then they go with different brackets.
And if he loses and Vinchester wins, there is a slight chance for Vinchester. Those cameras are incorrect.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's a chance for Viper as well.
No.
I don't know. It's a Viper. What am I forgetting here?
I don't think so. I don't think so because Liereyy won to the Viper, so I think he's ahead no matter what.
Yeah, but if Liereyy loses, that would be his second series loss. I don't know. We really need a graphic for stupid people like me. But a lot more fun to talk about with 2 more sets after this one, too, because we got people trying to stay alive.
Don't call it stupid yourself, man.
Oh, thank you.
You're okay, man.
Thank you. That's a test. That was a test.
Only okay.
Only okay. Listen, I'm happy with okay.
Okay is a no?
Oh, no, okay is more than enough for me.
Anyway, guys, game number 2, a map that is absolutely amazing. African reed baits. I hope that they are not going to go for the fish boom and then attack it later game. But having been just a Japanese as a red in the south and then Liereyy with Vietnam in the north, oh boy. But we have seen these matchups before. And Vietnam works really, really good against Japanese, Mr. Tristan.
Yeah. Now, I think the reason for that is because Vietnam rely less on the fish boom working out. And it is a lot of time and effort to get the fish boom rolling. If you can get the fish boom rolling, the Japanese are arguably better economically, but late game, military-wise, if the Vietnamese make Imperial skirmishers or rats and archers, it's like the Japanese really have no chance.
We also saw a game, I don't remember against who was the Viper, that he was a bit greedy.
Tato.
It was, yes. And then he made Castle Elephants with Chatras.
Yeah.
and they were eating everything.
Yeah, they're really strong.
Everything. They are so tanky, underrated, and definitely not use it as much as they should, probably. But, well, that will be later. Now we see how they are obviously working in their economy. One fishing ship is already for Vinchester, which is normal to be faster because he has bonus. Or Lumbercamps is 50% cheaper. And those super tanky fishing ships and working faster. As you can see, Tristan, Vinchester is starting to work in his walls, so he's preparing probably a fish boom approach.
Yep, it has to be. Has to be. It's either that or it'd be full aggro, but too often I think the aggression doesn't pay off enough, and then there's a counterattack, and then you can't counterattack them because they're walled. Now, this is pretty excessive walling. This makes me think that Vinchester might even try a fast castle here. We'll see.
Wow.
They'll have a
so
lot
tricky.
of food.
I believe Liereyy will go aggro, like he usually does.
Hold on.
And if he see that, what's up?
I'm sorry. I'm concerned because Vinchester shot that rhino a second time, and the way he brings in boars is sometimes questionable. He's fine. See, we can't trust him, Mem. I'm so scared he's going to do it.
But have you noticed what he have done? Instead of put 6 bellies inside, just to secure, he put 4.
4, yeah.
Then you hit 3 times, you don't kill it.
Yeah.
Still. So let's see. Loom already coming, and Liereyy is going up very quick. 20 bellies, 3 fishing ship, 4th on the way. I guess Liereyy will try to go aggressive. Liereyy is not that kind of a player to go forward, let's say VB style, when he see these things. When he see that maybe it's fully walled, maybe he do so much army,
Yeah.
then just go castle it himself.
Yeah, look at this. Vinchester still isn't clicked up. But he probably will, because you can only make fish traps in the feudal age. You can't actually do that in the dark age. So he needs to rush up at the very least for that. Liereyy knows exactly where Vinchester's TC is because of his bonus. Also, the map is somewhat fixed there. And I think Lierey's going to know as well that his opponent's going to try this. But what will Lierey's opening be? It's weird to justify a scout opening when your opponent's fully walled, but a lot of the times we see players go for scouts just for that mobility.
Yeah, but the problem is that Liereyy doesn't know yet anything. So now he's walling himself as well. I like this because Liereyy is now walling, but he's walling now later. When you have more value, so then he's going to have less impact in your economy.
Yeah.
Vinchester was walling a lot earlier. Still, he's not going to care too much because he's with 5 fishing ships doing already the 6, but Liereyy as well. So both are doing exactly the same. Just one is going faster up.
So this has been a bit of a wall fish boom fest. So I have a question for you. So in the previous game, you were clearly very tilted when there wasn't a castle on the gold. Oh, wait, the scout is through?
Yeah.
The scout can attack the fish?
Yeah.
Okay, question though. What was something that pro players do or don't do pretty consistently that really bothers you? Like that really annoys you? Is it no
Why?
castle on the gold?
What you have seen? Or you are just asking in
I'm
general?
asking you because there are things for
in
me
general.
too.
Well, what is bothering me the most is when they are not clicking to check inside if this is open or not.
Oh.
And there are
there's a hole.
many times that it's open, and then they never check it.
Yeah.
And it's open, and they attack one small palisade or a house, and then 2 tiles away, it's open. And oh man, it's crazy.
Okay.
Not happen to you when you say, "Come on, man, just click it."
Yeah,
At least
I get it.
one scare, and then you go in.
It's just good to know other people get so worked up about stuff,
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and we talk about these things because right now they're booming. They're really booming. As you can see, check Liereyy resources and Vinchester resources. He's doing Daza stable, and they're gonna go up very quick. Or he's doing scouts now.
Yeah, so Liereyy is not actually expecting scouts because his opponent is walled.
But he has a spear, so.
But now Liereyy is going to wall casually, Mem, because he doesn't think there's pressure coming. If he doesn't get the full walls down, Vinchester could actually run through.
Yeah, but he's gonna wall. He's fine. He's doing more fishing ships,
Oh, Mem, I got one. I get tilted when people wall to the TC, and they don't full wall. If Liereyy does that, the scouts are just going to run right
and
through.
dive in. Okay. The scouts are coming. Let's see. But if you're gonna get angry, don't hit me. Okay.
No,
We're too
don't
close.
hit
Okay.
me. I'm not violent. I might hit
But
the
you are too
table.
close,
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Okay, 3 scouts coming. He's gonna wall or not?
I mean,
He's walling completely. But Vodka don't want that you get tilted, so he's not showing, Okay, he's here now.
Wow, Liereyy even did this at a pretty rapid pace. It's possible his spearman
But he
ended
saw
up
the
spotting
scout.
the stable.
This is so good for Liereyy.
Yeah.
Look at his resources now.
Yeah.
He's missing the building, though. I don't know what he's gonna do. Archie range. market. He has the plans with, so he's mining. Oh, he's gonna go Ratas. I love it.
Yeah, Ratton's
He's gonna go Ratas.
Ratton's
Rattan Archers.
It's a really nice option here. Because, like, Cav Archers, you then have this back and forth of which Cav Archer civilization is better. Yes, Lion killed the Spearman. Thank you, Vodka. Woo, woo, woo. But, like, Rats and Archers completely destroy other Archers. That's essentially how it goes. Now, that takes a lot of time. You need to get to the castle, so it's a little bit more expensive. But every game we've seen has been Cav Archers on this map this tournament. So I think going Rats and Archers is just the perfect play.
I don't know how he's doing this, but no matter what, man, his opponent is with fish traps, with a lot of fish as well, with 10. Look at this fish. Nice. And nice is sarcastic for sure, because he's missing now the wood. But he's up always faster.
Yeah.
Look at Liereyy. On the way to castle is super quick. Vinchester is about to go up. He has more population, so he can get some map control. But he's going to have the castle. Where to do the castle? Exactly in that spot? I mean, the gold is there and the stone is there. And this is kind of like a big gap.
Yeah, I don't actually think you want to hide the idea you're doing this.
No.
I know
Why?
some people would like that. I think just build the castle in the front of your base. To the right of the TC makes sense. But Vinchester's resources collected. Very nice here. He is later to Castle Age, but he's not going to receive any pressure from his opponents, Rats and Archers, for a while. I actually think being late is good for Vinch, because if Vinch was up to Castle Age at the same time, he would make a decision on what he was making, like Cav Archers or Skirms.
He's definitely fine.
He would do that right away. But now he could look, see the castle, and then cancel his idea of Cav Archers.
I have a question for you about the units possible to do. Vinchester might do Cav Archers, or even if he's not doing Cav Archers, has extra bonus from Japan against Archers, right?
They do.
But Rattan Archers with the bonus or the armor they have as well, do you think it's going to have an impact? Or Rattan Archers with the upgrades will dominate now?
I think the Rats and Archers would probably just dominate. Now, he's trying to hide this. He's actually building the castle in the back of his base, which won't protect any of his resources.
Well, if he's getting ready, wood protected, gold protected.
Yeah, that's true.
Or as well. The berries even, and there's a hail, you know? And then on the right side, he can make houses, so that he will never go in, except if he's going siege.
Wow.
He's going to go Cav Archers.
So Vinch is going to go Cav Archers. Now, I don't know if Vinchester would actually go Cav Archers if he saw it was Rattan, so that was maybe Lierey's thinking. Resources collected, getting higher and higher for Vinchester because he has the fish traps from the Japanese working.
But Liereyy has Guild Nets already done, and he has 10 fishing ships, so he'll be fine. He will do now extra town center. There you go, on the goal. I'm not sure if I like it, that position, because if he's coming here with Cav Archers, he can deny it, but still. Already, Guild Nets right away. Tonewatch and the Bosa, and Vinchester is probably kind of confused, like, what is he going to do?
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, and Vinch, I wonder if Lierey's even just going to wait with those Rats and Archers in his base and not show them until he has to. We talked about this before, about how much Liereyy has improved, how much he's practiced. Something Liereyy of old would have never done is add some stone walls.
Honestly, I don't think he has improved. He's just stopped being lazy. I mean,
But you speaking
I'm
like
sorry. I mean,
when you say that,
so long.
man, that you sound like you're his dad right now. That's what you sound like.
Well,
I always knew he had potential if he would get out of bed.
He called me daddy in the back. You didn't know that in NAC too we were in the same room.
Yeah,
and he was like 16 or something, you know. And I was since there. I was, man, stop being lazy. I mean, stop calling me that, you know. Well, it's what it is.
Oh, members to credit for Lierey's lack of laziness.
And now I feel proud. As that, I feel proud, you know. Anyway, jokes aside, TC on the stone, TC on the wood, doing the Siege Workshop as well. Okay, 2-tone center, Siege Workshop, Cav Archers. Billy's number, Lierey's ahead.
How valuable is surprising your opponent when you have the best unit possible? Like, I get it. It's cute, and you can have this shock factor. But also, what you could have if you had Rats and Archers around the map is you could have denied that Siege Workshop. You could have maybe applied some pressure here. So I'm not certain. We'll see. We do have the yurt there. And as Dave and I pointed out the other day, yurts are very, 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 very weak.
Yeah.
We have another player not learning to wall around the yurt. The starting yurt is down, and Vinchester is through.
Yeah, but you will see now how the castle is going to be good. He has to react really fast. Look at surprise! I have a castle here, and he's still going diving in. Oh my God!
Vinchester!
Disaster.
Vinchester said, I'm going to run through!
What are you doing, man?
You didn't expect the Rats and Archers to be there!
He's going to destroy those Cav Archers, and he's with Fletching, imagine with Botkin. He's killing them. Wow! It's so fast. He's going to try to kill some. He's going to kill maybe one fishy, but that's not good. out. And now he's going to take the mangonel. It's going to be there. Wow. Liereyy is doing an amazing job here. Daddy is also really proud. And look at the... Look at those rats, and he's going to take the cav archers, and he's going to take the mangonel. Huge value in this move
That's
for Liereyy.
Yeah, crazy value. That might look really foolish what Vinch just did there, but a lot of times when someone is booming like this, they don't actually have the army. They want you to see the castle and fall back. So Vinch, in his mind, was painting this picture that there was going to be no rats and archers. He'd run through, he'd kill all the fish and get a massive lead, but that's not the case. Liereyy up 1-0. Liereyy now up 8 eco units in this game, and he's got the rats and archers.
Yeah, Vinchester Echo, though, it's amazing. He has handguard on the way. Handguard on the way, minute 20.
Wow.
But those rat and archers, when he's doing the armor, look at now that micro. He has Bodkin. I think he's going to eat the cav archers. Seriously.
Yeah, somehow a tiny little dude with a hat has more armor from arrows than an armored guy on a horse. That's just Age of Empires things. But yeah, the rats and archers it's just better once that armor comes in. Now that you have to produce them out of the castle, which takes time, but Liereyy actually has more rats and archers than his
resources.
opponent.
He's going to go up to Imperial.
Yeah.
Imperial in minute 21, maybe in 22. Oh man, and he will have the stone to make a second castle. Then the second castle is going to be really important because for how this map it is, you want to take some map control. Either the stone. Nah, he's microing. He's microing good. He's going to try to take down the mangonel. The mangonel will be down. He's not losing anything. He's playing amazing. And now, in minute 21 still, not even 22, the kid is going up to Imperial.
Yeah,
Sick.
I mean, it's just perfect. I mean, this is the hype we gave the guy earlier.
Insane.
I asked you who's been number 2, Liereyy. If
proven.
a game or two would have gone different this week, it'd be Leary's been number 1 this tournament. I mean, it feels like he's destined to get to the finals. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. There's a lot of people in this house who will get upset with me, but he's just so good.
They don't listen, don't worry.
Yeah, that's true. They'll only listen when we say something bad about them.
Well, we're
Then
doing
they hear it.
we're doing actually. Well, not directly, but
And
still.
If anyone ever has an issue with what we say, we're just trying to motivate them, right? If they prove us wrong, that's awesome for Age of Empires. And
Wow, it's incredible. Sorry, but he didn't lose anything there.
Yeah.
Now he's coming with the castle for he has 2 mangles. He wanted to do in the stone because the stone specifically for this civilization is amazing. But if you cannot do it there, you see not a stubborn. Going to the right, make the castle on the goal. You are fine. Remember, that Vietnam will have conscription for free. So production will be faster. He has ballistic, he has all the upgrades. And when he's doing the +3, he will eat the mangonels.
Vinch is waiting. Vinch is like, where is he? He's going to come to the middle now. I know he needs that stone. And now he doesn't see the big group of rats and archers at all. That one backs away. And this is smart from Liereyy. Good assessment of the situation. Because his micro is so good that he might have even tried to micro this. But sometimes I think you have to play it safe. What?
He's going forward.
He's going forward
going
with
forward.
the castle.
He's
I thought he
crazy.
would go to the gold.
He's crazy, man.
But he's going to castle Vinchester's side. Okay.
Well, he feels confident that in this minute, 24 minutes, he's going to be able to just push his opponent and kill it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We need to focus now in those rat and archers. He's trying to go there forward. Ooh, you got to be careful. I mean, Vinchester does have... Oh, my God. He's microing really, really well. Splitting those units. Thambrin almost there, as I said. That DC is not the Imperial Town Center, I hope.
That one is...
Well,
he's
fine.
there
It's
already.
Imperial.
He's there already. Liereyy doesn't have a lot of army at home, so that could be a problem. That castle is going to make life interesting, but he still needs to deal with that. And he has 20 rats and archers that can do the job. He's got Thumbring on the way, which I thought he did have on the way already, but maybe he canceled it. And now he has Bracer, and here he is.
Yeah, but with the +3, you will see. In 5 seconds, he will have those upgrades. Let's see. He just need to kill those mangols, to be honest, to be fine, and then kill all the units.
Ratons do lack 1 range compared to a normal, compared to a cav archer or something. So it's a little bit more difficult, but that damage is insane.
But you have the attack, exactly. You still have the attacks. You can see those. He's trying to dodge the arrows, but he can't. There's a mango coming, and he micro. Doesn't matter. Tristan is just microing like a god here right now, taking absolutely everything. All the mangonels are down already, and he has the castle forward, and from there, he can push his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more you can really do here if you're Vinchester. You've tried to make cav archers to compete. You've made, 4 or 5 mangonels. They barely killed the unit. Rats and Archer is only going to get stronger against you. I like the castle there from Vinchester. I also think it's the correct reaction to Stonewall like he just did. So the Rats and Archers can't get in. but he has more
Something
work for
there.
himself because Lierey's just going to open that side.
Yeah, well, still, he has to be careful, Liereyy, because he doesn't have control of the middle or any of the goals on the sides.
Yeah.
So either way, he has to make some damage. Go in there, ballistic now incoming. Army numbers, more for Liereyy, not by a lot, but his units are just better.
Would it have been better for Liereyy to just castle the right side with his Ratans instead of here?
Yeah, but the thing is that he just want to go faster to kill.
Yeah.
Not patient anymore.
Yeah.
The trebuchets are coming. He just need to hit.
Like,
Yeah. He doesn't want to stay in that spot because
Yeah.
he's too tight. He want to move, get inside, and then take from there. And there you go.
I mean, if he loses this game, it might be because he's not going to have access to the golds on the sides. He doesn't have stone right now. Upgrades are going to come in for Vinchester. Skirms are going to come out for Vinchester. Vinchester might actually have a shot here, but the Ratans just seem to dominate everything right now.
Yeah, those skirmishes is not the node, I believe. Just look, he has the heal advantage, and the castle is going to be down. The castle, just look, they just destroy
They're so
them.
strong, yeah.
They destroy them. And he's not elite, I think.
No,
They are
it's
not
not.
elite. Imagine when they're going to be elite. Yeah, he's going in, he's going to take that castle. Castle is down, and then now he can take the archery ranges. The score is still exploding.
And the fish.
Yeah.
There might be a demo coming out of the dock here in a second.
Ooh, well, he was playing perfect till now. Most of the Ratan archers are gone, and now the skirmishes are trying to clean the rest of those. He only lost 2 fishing ships, Tristan.
Yeah.
And now there's a samurai here. Very, very smart move here by Vinchester. Can Vinchester come back from the hell? His population is a lot better now than Liereyy.
I mean, look at his castles. He's got 1 castle in his base. He's got 1 castle forward. He has no castle securing the golds. If the Ratan archers can be killed off by the skirms, and that's a big if. Ratan archers are completely busted, but if these can get killed off,
look
I
at
think
that
the
samurai.
position for Vinchester could actually be pretty good.
Yeah, no, he's fine right now. I mean, population is almost the same. He's still killing villages. KD is not like a massacre. Well, at the end, Vinchester has killed more. 9-8 now. Well, he's going to lose now more. But eventually, those Ratan archers will be gone. And, oh my lord.
What's happening, Mem? What's happening? I mean, it felt inevitable from Liereyy, but I think he just doesn't have secured. He hasn't secured good map control. The Rats and Archers are doing amazing work here. Somehow these 4 units have killed like 30, but Vinchester maybe with a small chance. Maybe. He will castle one side. Liereyy still has not done that. And the skirms for Vinchester will eventually...
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he has more chance. I start to think that he has more chances that we think. I don't know. Well, the score is still 1,000 ahead, but he's still ahead in population. It's crazy.
But the stone, I mean, think about this. These Rats and Archers are ridiculous.
Well, Vinchester is doing a
that
big
one
mistake.
Ratan has 14 kills.
Yeah, but Vinchester is doing a big mistake. Why you won't get that Baruto here? Just make at home few towers with Yasama.
Well,
you are fine.
Yeah, I think you're good. You see it. There's Kataparuto. Also, is Liereyy rolling in these 3 trebs with no army support right now?
He's sending now some archers.
He's sending 3 Rats and Archers.
Yeah.
Hey, the backup is here. Finally, we can be safe. I don't know about that. The skirms are going to get chemistry here from Vinch.
No, but actually, he's going to kill so many villages because now Vinchester is just sending few villages alone. The skirmishes are attacking the Treb, and the Treb is never dying. So now he will send some light gas, and the skirmishes will go to the damn hell.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like things,
but the goal?
things
What's
have
happening?
just gotten very messy. I mean, this was as clean as can be, but now a lot of things are happening. The villagers on gold are going down now for Liereyy. The Trebs are actually a great choice. Look at all the archer ranges he's taken out.
Yeah. Can you explain me, Tristan, why Liereyy plays super safe and passive 80% of the game, and the last 5 minutes he went...
Yeah, I don't know. I think he
it
just
changed
went,
completely?
I think overconfidence. Now, I think Liereyy might be losing his castle in the middle to some trebuchets. So, yeah, now he's going to have 1 castle. 1 castle Rats and Archers, man. He doesn't have enough stone for another castle. I know that 30 Rats and Archers can kill off skirms, but can they kill off all the skirms?
Well, when you have 6... You know, Vinchester has 5 skirmishes right now. So that way, it's possible to do it, you know? Anyway, there's no army at all for Vinchester. And as you can see, like, I didn't even know that he got so little, you know?
Yeah.
And look at this. But
I
now,
mean,
why Vinchester has no real army at
he
all?
lost all his ranges to these freaking
Yeah.
trebs.
And it's still coming all over the map,
It's
man.
unbelievable.
It's coming all over the map.
This is why, when I asked Vinchester what he thought about his draft, he wasn't really that happy.
Yeah,
because
crazy.
the first game to Tars vs. Franks, Liereyy played it great. Now here, Vietnamese versus Japanese. I think Lierey's actually maybe made a couple blunders, but these rats and archers completely dominate the Japanese. Who cares if you have fully upgraded skirms? It's not enough. Who cares if you have one castle to produce the rats and archers? It's just not enough.
Yeah, but I really believe that Vinchester is just like, kind of panic now in the sense that if you have done with 1,400 stone in the bank, not now, but he got before, few towers with Yasama, you don't get raid.
Yeah, maybe.
You can focus in one spot. The problem here, why he's losing it, because he's just focused all over the map, and then he's losing a lot. 60 villas, 18 army. He's getting raided constantly because he has 0 defense. And now you might say, well, he has the Trebs here. He has the Trebs here now. But he's losing all the economy during the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I mean, Lierey's losing all of his town centers to Trebs as well. So, this is...
Well, actually, he has 0 TCs. What?
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Lierey's situation is good either.
Now he's losing
the
the tower.
rats and archers don't die.
Yeah, they don't die. Look,
Don't die.
Look how tanky they are.
Yeah,
and now he's doing bloodlines. He doesn't need TCs at all, and he's called the GG.
It was a messy finish. It was a messy finish.
That was a ridiculous game, honestly. Like, it was incredible start, like super smooth. You saw how he went to Imperial in minute 21, he clicked almost 22. Then from there he went crazy, but that craziness makes that Vinchester couldn't recover.
Yeah, he couldn't. Now, here's a question. How many TCs were on the map when that game ended?
0! Thank you,
I'm pretty
man.
sure there might have been
Thank you for my 0. Thank you for my 0 sellout.
I think it was actually 0 TC for both of them.
Yeah. You
Wow.
see, T90 is getting into the 0 approach, guys.
Well,
but, absolutely.
Vinchester's not happy to be at 0 right now.
Yeah, definitely
this has not been good.
Definitely not.
A lot of this, I'd love to question Vinch's gameplay, but I think maybe Lierey's been a slight step up, but I think that draft-wise, Vinch has just been completely out-strategized.
Wow.
That's not the first time we've seen that. Vietnamese wrecking Japanese on that map. Because Japanese have had big leads and still lost. And then game 1, like Tatars versus Franks, also felt like Vinch was kind of stuck. So this is just not... Maybe those were his weakest matchups. Maybe he's got some things to show us here. But he needs to win 3.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't win 3, if he doesn't win this series, Liereyy has very good chances to get a bye to the semifinals after group stage. Or maybe if it's even confirmed.
Yeah.
I still can't remember, but I think...
No, it's top 2. If
Liereyy
Liereyy wins,
top 2, right?
Liereyy is top 2. Vinchester will be qualified, but they were fighting for the top 2. Very exciting last game. I'm really excited to go for game number 3. But before that, small break.
And now, a word from our partners.
Look, you know how exhausting it is to control all our fine electronics at home? Well, I think I found the perfect solution. Elmo, come here. Come here, boy. Sit. Catch. That's a good boy. You're fine. Sit. More. Couch lamp. On. That's a good boy. Come here. Sit. You're fine. Elmo. Couch light 2. On. Good boy. Elmo. Couch light 1. Off. Couch light 1. Off.
Maybe it's time to try something smarter.
Say hello to smarter lighting. Hammer Smart Lights bring voice control, energy efficiency, and 16 million vibrant colors right to your fingertips.
Oh my, what a terrific alternative.
More smart, more home. Hammer.
To the Noble Apartment Cup. It is 2-0 for Liereyy. Looking great for him. We'll have to look to the draft for some ideas right now for Vinchester. We will be real with you as always. Memb and I would never lie. The first pick.
Talk for yourself.
The first pick is not so good for Vinchester anymore. He lost with Japanese. And then what I was actually getting at was the first pick for Liereyy is Chinese. And Chinese have been good on a number of maps. 2 of which are actually possibly going to be played here. Copenhagen is one of them, and also Bedouins. So I think if Vinchester gets past the hurdle of Chinese, suddenly liking his position a little bit more, I would guess that Lierey's going to play Chinese on Bedouins and then use Italians, Byzantines on High Tide, and then maybe he goes like Italians on Copenhagen, excuse me, and maybe Byzantines on High Tide here. But we'll see.
What about if he's going Hindustanis versus Mayans in Copenhagen and you go Gulams?
It should be very strong.
Mayans, Vinchester has been picking Mayans all the time.
Yeah.
In Copenhagen, I believe it's going to be that one. And Hindustanis, you go Gulams. It's
also,
cool, man.
I think Hindustanis are insane against Mayans and Berbers, which is another possibility.
So,
and even Saracens.
If he pick it, he's covered with Hindustanis in that map.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I mean, China is going to be for Bedouins and High Tides.
The thing is, though,
can be Byzantines or Italians.
The weakest matchup for Italians on Vinchester's side is probably Mayans. But they could still beat the Mayans. And Italians has been more proven. Let's see. And we've got the pick of Hindustanis, and we've got the pick from Vinchester Saracens. So we're going to start it off here. We're actually a couple minutes in. And, of course, it's traditionally a 9-ville start, but you start with a little bit more here. So we got Liereyy with the dock in the north. And he's walking down to this pond to dock with the Hindustanis. And then Vinchester, he is on the way to feudal age, and I think he is just on one dock right now on his shoreline. Also, Kings.
But I like a lot what happened here with the Sifs. You know? Because Liereyy picked Hindustanis because he thinks he's going to pick Mayans.
Yeah.
Then Vinchester said, I've been picking Mayans all the time. He's going to probably have the counter, and then he go for a camel civilization like the Saracens.
I am worried about Lierey's king. That is very far from his base.
And he's going to be in feudalized in 20 seconds.
Yep.
And that speed is going to be... No, but he has the scout too here. It's fine. It's going to be fine. You know, so now we have camel sieves with also different text for sure. Saracens camels 170 HP. Hindustanis imperial camels. And this is without...
Vinch. You got to get the kill here. He gets the kill. That's actually huge. And now Lierey's going to block with his king. He's blocking with his king to get the kill.
But the fat is not fat enough.
He's not fat enough.
Back.
Well,
oh, man.
So I can't really explain the logic behind it, but occasionally units phase through other units. It could happen with man-at-arms
and now,
or scouts.
Be careful. Be careful. You're going to lose the scout. Oof. Well,
wow. That's great for Vinch. So he gets the Vil snipe, and then his scout is going to heal up inside of his castle.
Yeah, he's not going behind that king. Okay. Still one player down. Why not having the loom there? No, I understand, but now he can come. He will recover the HP, and he can lose another.
As silly as it sounds, players are just going to think that they're guaranteed to be down a Vil if they research loom, and they might not be down a Vil if they don't research loom. So that's pretty much the logic.
Yeah.
But I agree. You know, maybe at a certain point you want to get it.
It's a big risk, you know, that is really not needed. And many times finish like this.
Yeah.
Many times. It's not the first, and it won't be the last. Well, with this approach, I don't think they will do a big galley rush because they have one dock on the right and one dock on the left. Well, Liereyy has that, you know, but he still will try to go with a fire galley. Vinchester is doing the galleys, but when he mass... Maybe with 2, no, but definitely with 3, 4, then that galley will be useless. Even like that, you can see.
I'm surprised Vinchester's actually going 1 dock galleys here. Every other game I've seen, he's gone 2 docks.
Well, because he saw the other on the right, probably.
Maybe.
He might think he's not have a more than 1.
Yeah.
Because if he's investing here the second, also Liereyy, it might be overinvestment. 3 docks is kind of a lot, no? That early.
Yeah.
Because it's very early.
So Saracens can use that market mem, and they're insane.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen games where Saracens fall way behind, and then the second they drop the market, they somehow beat the opponent to castle age. So I'd expect that market to be really important here for Vinch. His micro has been good. The Saracen galleys also fire faster. He will see the fire there from Liereyy, but even that fire ship, I don't think will kill a fishing ship. Vinchester's paying attention anyway.
Yeah, but it's going now. It's fine. It's completely fine. The Saracens market, remember guys, that is huge. It's really huge. I don't think he has the market yet.
No, he does. He did use it. Yeah,
okay.
He did use it. Liereyy
market
is going to drop his own market.
Yeah, he has the buildings also.
But Lierey's fishing on the other side. So these galleys are not going to kill all of his fish because he has 5 fishing ships there. And that's where the 3 relics are later on. So that's pretty good for Liereyy.
Okay. You can see what both are going up quick. It's nice, man. And Hindustani has good economy. They save food for each village that you are doing. This is the blacksmith market, and it's gonna be what, 20 seconds difference?
Yeah.
As soon as he's doing the blacksmith, it's nothing. And he has, he's gonna have, it will have one villager more, Liereyy, if he didn't lose the village with that scout. So pretty even and close game. And he should secure those 3 relics. That he has galleys on that area? I don't think he has. Oh, but
No.
he's checking with the
He's checking with the
ship.
fishing ship to see.
Oh,
if
but one
Vinchester-
galley is more. It's better. It's worth it, you know, because those fish are not working.
Yeah, it does depend. Like if you add a galley, if the opponent brings 2 vills, they can sometimes get the dock down even while they're getting hit. So I think that could be the logic there. There, the fish are going to go down. This is expected. But then let's talk late game a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is just all.
It's gonna be late game.
This
actually.
this is the advertisements before the movie, right? How do Saracens do here? I would love to see Elite Mameluke. I think he will have to make Elite Mameluke, but like Imperial Camel from Hindustanis, I think is stronger there, but I'm not sure.
You know what is the problem here? You have seen that in the early game, what they tried is to go in village as fast as possible. They won't have resources for the camels probably.
True.
I wouldn't be surprised that he's going to try to go even skirms, bombard cannons, or even narvales at some point.
Okay.
You know, even with the Saracens, you know. Because I don't think that Hindustani will do gulams.
Yeah,
Not
I agree
anymore.
with you there.
With
I agree.
Mayans, I don't think he will do it. So probably that will be the opening. Then if they boom more, we can talk about what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Remember that we don't see siege honors ever, but how could work siege honors here?
Wow.
You know?
Mameluke Onager could be ridiculous. Because you protect...
Unstoppable.
Yeah, you
I would say
protect the
unstoppable.
Onagers.
With the low range they have the Mamelus, you keep there, so tanky, you micro them, you cannot touch them
Yeah.
at all. It's
Well-
expensive. Well, but here you can take and work for the relics. You can have a big boom wall if you want to go for that late game, and it can work.
And Scout's engaging here. The Scout did heal up inside the castle there for Vinch. Just an extra fire galley from Liereyy. That was kind of a waste, to be honest. I don't think he ever needed that. And Mameluke's now on the way. Earlier, the Scout spotted the villager on the dock, but that villager's now walling up. That's really smart from Liereyy. Will not be there for the taking. And now the Mamelukes can't actually go that direction either.
Yeah, but look, Liereyy, 3 extra TCs right away, and check his foot in the bank.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna have idle TC?
Not at all. Not at all.
It's crazy. He has crazy economy, man. And he's gonna have 4 TCs working non-stop.
Oh, and Vinchester thought he could kill that Scout without losing his own. Now we have a wolf here against Liereyy. Liereyy.
We'll lose it. We'll lose it. And look at his reaction. Look at Lierey's reaction. He was tilted, you know, like, come on. That villager there, man.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, he's 4 villages behind, as you can see. And
Vinchester's going to see it.
Probably.
Vinchester's going to see the wolf with the dead
almost.
body. Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
the TC is there. He's doing the monastery. What? He's taking the deers, man.
That's so smart. Yeah, because that's a big thing right now. You don't really have the best farming eco if you're Liereyy, and you don't have as many fishing ships as Vinchester, so you
But I
want
feel
that.
bad, man. It's the Bambis, man. You don't kill the Bambis,
He
man.
killed the wolf. Yep,
Oh,
so
man.
he knows. So Vinchester should know that he's got the bigger fish boom. He should know that he could take the deer himself if he wants to, because Liereyy can't do that.
He was, a minute ago, 8 population behind Liereyy. Look.
Yeah.
Booming
Cheap
with
vills.
40 Cs.
Cheap vills. The
It's
vills are
crazy.
so cheap for
It's
Hindustan.
crazy, you know, and now he's doing heavy plow. He has wheelbarrow Vinchester, so he's definitely fine, but Lee's gonna have a... No, he's gonna have... No. He has already a sick boom incoming. Wow. Really, really wow.
Like in my experience, Mamelukes are not good enough against Imperial Camel. And the main reason I'd say it does depend on how you play it, but what Mamelukes do well is they hit and run. And so if Liereyy could play this right, he could force the Mamelukes to hit and run back towards his base and then have Trebs ready.
But
so you attack, the Mamelukes back up, and then the Trebs take down the front, and you take the middle of the base.
But you are thinking Imperial Camels that he has a 3 range. If he's doing hand cannoneers with the tech, 9 range.
Yeah, that too.
Did you go hand cannon? If you're Hindustani, you
That
go
too.
hand cannoneers
That
and
too.
bombard cannons.
Yep.
That's the army you need to do. With some cavalry, you make light caps. You can afford to make hussars to snipe. And that's it. He's going to lose a monk.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good for Vinchester. That was kind of a close one. That could have easily been a conversion. That is the main issue for Lierey's save right now, is that his unique unit is not good around the map, and the Mameluke is. So this should allow Vinchester to control at least the relics that are in the middle. But he can't get the relics on the water yet. Still no attempt from him to dock to take those relics. It was Vinchester I talked to yesterday in a matchup, or maybe the other day. It's been a long week. And he in a certain matchup was just like, why even go for relics? It doesn't come down to relics. It comes down to that big death ball comp on this map. And the Mamelukes come in. Still no loom for Liereyy. So Liereyy loses a couple more vills.
That's so greedy now. When you have already 40 exactly, he's doing now the loom. 4-tone center is going to make the 50 seed. Now you need to go back. Another one. Whoa.
Man, at a certain point, I mean, you're just not expecting your opponent's ever going to do that. That was amazing from Vinch, just to go in there, just to finish that last villager before the monks got there.
And just look at the thing. Vinchester is not over booming in this map. Look at the resources he has in the bank. Then, Liereyy is like 10 villages ahead, and he has lost 7. He could be 20 villages ahead. But Vinchester is about to go Imperial.
Yeah. So Vinch against Viper had what I thought was like a really good position civ-wise, and he still chose to try and win in the early imp. So
super quick, right?
Yeah, like super quick. I guess maybe in that matchup we didn't think about the elephant, so maybe the Vietnamese could have been better for Viper. But anyways, he seems pretty comfortable going with the archer opening, castle in the middle, and trying to kill quickly approach. Lierey's clearly going for the full boom approach. But yeah, if he clicks up, and then it's Arbalest knocking on Lierey's front door, Camel might not be the play.
No. Nothing will be the play there because the timing is going to be so important here. It's true that that Liereyy might be able to also stop doing villas. Don't do botkin, man. Just go imp. What?
The thing here, like, I'm wondering how much army he actually has, though, when he makes it to imp. He's just now getting his second range. It almost feels, I know it's, being imp is part of the strat, almost feels a little too fast because you only have two.
But what army has Liereyy?
Yeah, true. He's got 4 monks.
And then he has map control.
And a scout.
You know, he has map control. He's going with the archers. He's going to have crossbows, fletching here already. And then he's mining with 9 villages on stone. He's grabbing the relics, which is very nice. Going to make a TC forward, so he's going to do more boom. But potentially, and since he has the Saracens market, he will be able to buy a castle. And if he buy the castle and go with traps, take the castle there, and he's going to have the map control.
Wow, town center in the middle as he's on his way to imp. That's an interesting approach. Normally, that would delay the castle. So he's realizing he needs a little bit more eco here.
Yeah. I mean, he's only 79 villages. Well, 73, and then some fishing ship. Liereyy has right now handcard on the way with 100 villages. It's pretty sick economy, man. Yeah,
so Lierey's definitely going to overtake Vinchester in resources collected. There's no doubt about it. Great text flying in for him as well. Handcart has had the wood and the farm upgrade for a long time. This is a fragile push from Vinch. It could push fast. It could probably take down a castle, but it is a very, very fragile push. If it gets pushed back once, advantage Liereyy.
Yeah, but Liereyy need to go up quick.
Like, can't Liereyy... If Liereyy notices this, he has 2 castles now. He can actually just switch into Ghoulems then, right?
Yeah, but he's going to have a castle there. And the Mamalus, you make 2, 3... He has 4 Mamalus. The Mamalus eat the Ghoulems literally. And then if you have here now Botkin, hopefully he will do ballistic soon. He's going to... The thing in this map that now they are so close, he's going to take the castle.
Listen,
it can work, this strategy.
With
30 villages behind, sorry.
We expect, like, perfection from these guys, right?
Yeah.
Lierey's played a great game, but that scout has not been active. To not have the scout in the middle of the map looking at all is a surprise to me. Now he's going to see the crossbowing, so now he knows what his opponent's going to do, so he'll react with the Ghoulems. Let's see if Vinch sees the flag on the castle. He did see a flag on the castle, so that should tell Vinch that maybe he needs chemistry and hand cannons, or more Mamelukes to protect his trebs.
Yeah, I think he will use more Mamelukes. Anyway, the Ghoulems are great, but if you have the upgrades, you're going to be able to kill those before they hit the crossbows, because they are crossbows, no arbalest yet. Has to be careful with those monks to don't lose them. It's 5 relics already for Liereyy. He has all the relics. Then he did the upgrade that is 10% more gold, right?
Yeah.
Faster gold.
Might even be 15, honestly, but it's more than any other civ.
Yes, for sure. It's a Spanish bonus, and then the Hindustanis. Trebuchet is there. You need to take the castle, and he will. Look at the Mamelukes.
Yep, so now Liereyy knows it's crossbow opening, and now he knows about that castle. This is what Vinch wanted, this timing. Still 1 minute away from Imperial Age.
It's a lot.
Is Liereyy. Also, the king is in that tower, and maybe Vinchester's going to remember that. Will Liereyy remember that?
Yeah, let's see Saracen archers go and try to kill it, man. Chemistry on the way. Husbandry incoming for those Mamalus he has. He's deleting the walls, but that castle will be down, we will see. You can see the score. Belong to Vinchester, 50 farmers, 35 only. But now, he's still booming more, a little bit more. Is that the Imperial TC, but it's not gonna be in time. I was hyped for a second, but then I just noticed that it's 95%. And now those crazy amount of Gulams are going to clean the archers.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Will they, though? Like, Lierey's trying to jump on them, but a lot of Gulams will go down. Maybe it's fine.
Okay.
But with Imp upgrades in, the Gulams are not actually that great. Once Elite Gulam is in, he needs to turn right back around and attack, though.
Wow, population is crazy for Liereyy, but that castle is about to go down. He's doing blood printing for those monks. He wants to convert definitely those Mamalus, but there's still a lot of Gulams. Tristan, this is a lot of Gulams. Ballistic on the way, and he does have an old army. Vinchester doesn't have an old army to take those Gulams, or he does.
Yeah, so he went crossbow, actually stopped producing them. He has forced Liereyy into going Gulams, which is just the perfect meal for the Mamelukes. This is next level thinking here for Vinchester. It feels like this was all part of his plan.
Yeah, it's amazing. Still 30 villages behind, but let's see if he's going to be able to do the job. He has to kill, because as he was telling you before of the day, now he has not the relics. So if the game go longer and no relics, oh boy. The Gulams are coming. They don't have all the upgrades, but they're elite. He's going to be able... Ooh, nice stone wall here. The Mamalus is still there. He can't do the job. He blocked it. He blocked the Gulams with the trebuchet, and now the Mamalus are doing the job. He's able to kill all the Gulams with the Mamalus. He need to micro a little bit, because the Gulams might do a lot here, or maybe not.
I mean,
Liereyy lost everything.
Liereyy did lose a lot there. He lost absolutely everything.
Amazing play.
That was expensive. Now, Lierey's going to switch to heavy camel, which takes us back to what we were thinking about before. But there's still some archers out there. There's a lot of that gold control from Vinchester in the middle. And a great job from Vinchester to continue to pressure here. He just needs more trebs, I think. Just 2 trebs is probably not going to be enough to break Liereyy. He needs to try and get to 4 so he can take out that castle, take out the monastery, and push Liereyy before Lierey's ready.
He's not doing Gulams anymore.
No, he's like, forget about Gulam.
More 2 Gulams. I don't want to see them anymore, those units. He's coming with the Mamalus. The Mamalus are not going to deal with those camels. He's doing the +2. He's going to try to get inside, or what? Where's the king, by the way?
It moved back.
He's moved back. And another tower. Why never in the castle? Because you maybe going to garrison.
Yeah, I've seen people put the king in the castle before and then accidentally send it into the battle. That's probably not the way to do it.
We don't say the names.
We won't say the names.
You know, but it's fine. Imperial Camel incoming. Liereyy still have Tristan a sick economy. He's getting now the score lead. The Imperial Camels are going to be with the +4 soon, and those Imperial Camels are going to clean absolutely everything.
And Lierey's just kind of chilling out. He hasn't lost a lot of vills. He did lose 1 castle. He's about to lose the town center, but Vinchester doesn't actually have enough to truly push here. But his army's also not even close to being maxed out. If he can get Elite Mameluke with Arbalest, that would be a problem for Liereyy if he's only on camp.
But the problem is that Vinchester has 48 on foot. He has not gold in the bank, not food in the bank, sorry. Gold he has, but it's not enough. Arbalests are there. Not any armor for the Arbalests. The camels are going to be there. 50 seconds to these Imperial camels. Still not +4. I think he should wait a little bit.
I mean, the monks are getting sniped. Nice micro from Liereyy to save some of them. A lot of the camels are going to go in towards the Mamelukes, and they'll have to back away. And Lierey's just trying to use this timing here to push that castle back with his trebs, but maybe there's a chance for Vinch. He'll have Arbalest and Mameluke, but still no Elite Mameluke.
And not +4.
And still no armor. Yeah, still no armor on the on that Arbalest.
Well, those Imperial camels with 4 trebuchets hitting the castle, the 2 gates are beautiful. Looks very nice. They're useless now.
I don't know if Vinch. This is what we talked about. This unit should just destroy everything. I don't know if Vinch is maxed. I don't know if Vinch is prepared for this yet.
The Arbalests are really nice, but he has so many camels. The camels are coming. He's going to dive in with so many. 35 Imperial camels. Can be the end of this series, or he's going to be able to hold here. Tristan, you let me know, because I think he's cleaning the castle and he's going to clean all the units.
Well, this is what we said before. The Mamelukes have to hit and run, and they have to run back home, which allows the trebs from Liereyy to just snipe all the buildings. There's no castle for protection anymore. Lierey's got 10 more camels in queue, and it just feels like every single game this series, Liereyy was prepared with a better civilization to counter Vinchester's strategy, and any of the mind games that Vinchester tried to go for just simply hasn't worked.
And again, he's being patient. He moved it one time with the Golems. It didn't work as good as he thought. And then he switched completely into the Imperial Camels. He had the economy. He has the food. He has the gold. He has 5 relics. He's now doing Elite Mamelukes. But I don't think Elite Mamelukes are going to kill these Imperial Camels.
That's a big
They are
blunder.
not.
Like, Vinch probably just realized he didn't have Elite Mameluke. Some people are going to tell you that the Mamelukes would have been stronger there if they were Elite. But they're Elite now, and they still have to hit and run back. And Imperial Camel just completely destroys here. This is the unit that Liereyy expected to go for in this game, and there simply is no answer unless you have Halb, in my opinion, which the Saracens don't have.
Yeah, I mean, the heavy camels are really strong, probably better option than the Elite Mamelukes here with 170 HP. You know, they have probably almost the same attack than the Imperial Camels, maybe 1 or 2 less, but the combination Liereyy is going to have is just sick. Hand Cannoneers with also the extra range, because he has researched everything, and Liereyy keep going and going. He has a much better population, and Liereyy is going to be in the semifinals on Saturday. At least that Vinchester is doing a miracle in these next 2 minutes, which it seems that is not going to happen.
I mean, the window is closed where it's okay for Vinch to not have the relics, right? He doesn't even have that stone and gold there. That's getting raided as well. Liereyy is going to be deep in Vinchester territory here. Vinchester's castle will fall. I think Vinchester's in disbelief right now, Mem. Was hoping for more in this series, but Vinchester's completely dead.
Well, we have to say that Liereyy is in a total domination mode activated in this series, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he has dominated him from the start till the end, with in the first game being a little bit patient with Tatars versus Franks, and then amazing game in African Red Bit with Vietnam, and here, with a slower time up to Imperial, just make a push Vinchester that, as you said, it wasn't an oath, and then when he came with the Imperial Camels, he's destroying everything.
Yeah, and Vinch, again, I mean, he's making our life a little bit difficult here, because we have to try and find more ways to say that he's dead.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we
just look at the army he has, you know, I mean,
you know,
take the resources collected.
Yeah, basically, there's just death everywhere in Vinchester's base, but this would be his last fight in his game, and every game counts so much, as this is his last series in the group stage. There might be a little bit of uncertainty in his mind where this puts him, and some of that might be based on some of the other sets remaining today, but Vinch he doesn't have the army to fight this.
Basically, in a small recap here, after it's confirmed that this GG, Liereyy, that is calling now Vinchester the GG. This is a 3-0. Liereyy has won 4 series, lost only with Hera in a 3-2 close series. Liereyy is on point.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing from Liereyy. Lierey's looking like one of the favorites. And I don't know if we have the audio from these two. Looks like they just chatted GG.
Difference.
I thought Mayans would be on.
If there is audio there for the viewers, man, we can't hear it. Can you hear it?
I don't.
Okay, yeah, so I imagine they're talking about the draft right now. Again, Vinchester before the series even said, he said, I'm not really liking the way that draft panned out.
Yeah, I thought about that, because you could have gone Berbers, I guess, but...
Yeah, that's actually what I thought. I think with Italians, after I get Berbers.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50.
Yeah, and I thought like, okay, but well, Saracens is playable against both, but...
Yeah. Not even sure if Berbers win against Hindustan is... Not sure.
Yeah, I thought about it later. Like maybe Camel Archer, really good map presence. Yeah.
Camel Archer could be interesting.
Yeah, maybe I need...
But I think Hindustan should still up boom.
Yeah, probably it's still better than Berbs.
Love when they debate about these things.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth talking about. They'll have more sets to play, most likely. Sorry, guys, I didn't have it in my ears, but thank you, chat, for all telling me collectively to shut up. That was really nice. Lierey's looked incredible. We'll hear from him shortly with the interview, and we said it all before. Just total and brutal domination. I think his civs were prepped. He read his opponent well, and he should be on the opposite side of Hera
with the
semifinals.
decisions, with the micro, with the mechanics. It's, well, for me, him and Hera, well-deserved top 2.
Yeah, well deserved. They clearly
Clearly
are. Yeah,
are.
I think the only question again is Viper
now.
nipping at their heels.
Yep.
Nipping at their heels, yeah. So, incredible, Mem. Vinchester should say this, because I know that didn't look good. He's been top 4 in my mind this week. Maybe some other players creeping into the conversation, but Vinchester, let's just say he's probably at the very least been top 5, top 6. The goal is to be top 6 after the 5 sets. Things should look good for him because he's played a lot of really good players. Vinchester should be moving on to this play.
He has lost with with the best three.
Yeah, he lost
You
to
know,
Hera,
with the
he
best
lost
three,
to Viper,
You know,
and he lost
today
to
has
Liereyy.
been a little bit more clear, but as we were talking the other day with Leo when he won to Hard, he was telling, I'm not happy with my performance. He has been like this
Yeah.
in the tournament for sure. And I believe that he's gonna feel very, very good, but we're gonna discover how good he feels because he's gonna be right now with Ellie.
And now, a word from our partners.
A mouse! A mouse!
What is it, dear? Why you rage? Oh, honey. That's no ordinary mouse. It's the Reaper 250. With this mouse in your household, you never have to be scared again.
Yes, the U-Rage Reaper 250, featuring DPI control, advanced ergonomics, RGB lighting, and customizable buttons, is the perfect addition to every competitive household. Why U-Rage? It's all good. Get yours on mueller.de.
Whew. I am here joined by Liereyy after that really clean 3-0. What's going through your mind right now?
I'm happy to have a day off tomorrow. Usually you just spend 10 hours in the gaming house preparing, practicing, looking at drafts. And tomorrow will be a bit more chill.
Super, so you can get some sightseeing in, hang out.
We'll see about that.
So, like T90 was mentioning, Vinchester wasn't so happy with his draft. So where do you think he went wrong, or where do you think you went right?
Yeah, I like my draft a lot. I think it counters his draft quite well with the Vietnamese Hindustanis against his like 4 or 5 civs, since they're anti-archer, and he had like his first 2 picks were like super archer civs, so I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, it was still close in the Copenhagen game. I didn't think he would play Saracen there.
What were you expecting from him?
Mayans actually, but it made sense in hindsight because he has to win 3 games in a row, so he needs a Bedouin civ as well. That was his only one.
Do you think today, just because of this bye that's on the line, it's not an elimination round, but like, did you have this extra motivation just for that, or were you still a little bit relaxed because you knew that worst case you're still in the tournament?
I still like to play for the bye round. You know, it's always tricky in knockout stage. You can have a bad day and you're just out against a great player. So having a bye round and watching the games is pretty nice.
I think it's also maybe extra sweet that you avoid Hera in
That's a nice one as well, yeah, true.
I think no doubt that you and Hera are 2 of the favorites in this tournament. You've been playing really, really well. Do you feel like you have extra pressure on your shoulders now, or do you kind of expect to be favorite?
I think there's like 3 main favorites, Viper, Hera, and me. Yo might be up there as well. He's been getting better and better too. But those 3 or maybe 4 are the contenders, I would say, and we're all pretty close, so it can go either way.
Well, we're going to go into some of the replays, and you can give us some of your analysis, give us some of your thoughts, what was going on here. Game 1, Arabia here, Franks versus Tatars. I think this was the first time we saw Franks in this tournament. What were your thoughts with the civs?
Oh, the first time and the last time, I imagine. I mean, it's kind of a rough matchup. I have CA, I have Camels, and that usually is enough against Franks with a decent eco. And also he opened Archers, which was interesting. But then again, I got to kill the villager. He trapped me quite nicely there, got masterpieced.
Yeah, no, this was a really, really great play from Vinchester. Everyone was getting excited. How do you come back from this, knowing that you just lose your army in the feudal age?
I still knew I caused some chaos. I'm probably up in eco, and then this move as well brought me back, so that helped.
This was, I mean, you are really known to have amazing micro with the archers. Do you still feel that in terms of the players with Archer Micro, you're at the top, or do you think there's some other players that are out-masterpiecing you?
I still think I'm at the top, but nowadays everyone is so good at microing, it's like barely you realize the difference. There's more important stuff going on. As long as you don't get out-microed, it's fine.
Well, I love the confidence, and you certainly showed your skills here. When did you, because most of these games are going for 3, 4, 5 TCs, which point do you feel like, okay, I actually have this game, it's mine?
This game, after I kill his archers in Feudal Lich, I feel like at that point I'm ahead by a mile, because I have map control, I have the better save late game, I have all the options. He doesn't know what I'm going to do, so at that point I should have the game. Still took me quite a bit, but I still think I secured it somewhat nicely.
The first game, I think this was one of the final battles here. What's going through your mind? Do you think you're feeling really confident, I'm assuming, at this stage here?
Yeah, at this stage, I'm just checking which tech trees there are still available. Like, I think I got crop rotation, 2-man saw, all the university upgrades I was about to get. I had like 8k food, didn't know what to spend it on. But yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, it looked pretty solid there at the end. Moving on to game number 2, the Vietnamese-Japanese matchup on African reed beds. Your Rattan archers were just absolutely destroying everything. Was that the game plan, just to get a castle up and then Rattan archer it out?
I thought about it, and then I just went for it, since he opened scouts, so I knew he would be a bit behind, but if he opened range skirms, it would have been trickier. But yeah.
This was a really nice move from Vinchester.
Yeah, let's move on to that one.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw that. All right, moving on. The Trebs, sending the Trebs over. I think Vinchester here sends his villagers to attack. I think you also send some villagers against his
At some
Trebs.
point, it was just a mess.
What's going on? What are your thoughts here going through this game, how it developed?
I knew I was somewhat in the timer because he had the middle. We both had one gold corner, but mine wasn't really secured by a castle since I didn't have the middle. So I knew I had to like somewhat do something to his base. And then the forward castle came in clutch, and it worked out very well.
Yeah, I believe at this point in time you were also getting raided and your TCs were falling down, and then I think you just did more damage here. So having a 2-0 victory must feel very nice going into game 3 for sure. What was your thought process? Were you going to be a little bit more defensive or more aggressive? What was the game plan?
How am I behind in rest in this game, actually? I'm 10 villas up. What is going on there? I'm curious. Well, yeah, I mean, at this game, I just wanted to boom. I'm not sure who wins this matchup. I haven't played it too many times, but I got 5 relics, so I was pretty confident eventually I would win. So he had to do something. It made sense that he would go crossbow, arbalest, and Mamelukes. But I was managed to stall.
I think Vinchester had the top pond or the little river there.
I guess, yeah. But I had the bottom one. Not sure, though.
So you think that didn't really matter at the end? It just came down to the land aggression?
Yeah. I mean, eventually it comes down to the land.
Your thoughts on the Hindustani camels here? Because Saracens, they've got the market. You know, Vinchester could always use it in case he needed to. How did you think it played out?
I think the arbalest. On paper, they're good against camels. Not against Hindustanis imp camels, though. They just got ran at and eventually just died, and they just flew like flies. And then the Mamelukes weren't upgraded. He didn't have a meat shield, so at some point I could just overrun him with my eco.
Were there any moments in that last game where you thought, ooh, this is going to game number 4?
When he reached imp and showed me the crossbows, it was like, interesting. Let's see how this works out. It could be tricky, but after I stalled for like 5 minutes, I knew I was in a better spot because I had 5 TC.
Well, I don't know if we can confirm because it's still a little bit interesting with the Buchholz and all the point systems, but I'm fairly confident. I think that you are getting that bye into the semifinals.
Think so too, yeah.
So I don't want to get some false info out there.
I checked before. Okay. So
I'm
pretty sure.
It's going to confirm
Hera's
from Liereyy?
first. I'm second, and I believe Viper will be third. I think.
That sounds right, but there's so many really close matches.
Yeah,
that
and the Buchholz, it's
exactly. So we're gonna have to wait for the final sets to come in. Whew. Do you have any predictions who you'll be up against in the semis?
Since I think Viper is third, I think Viper.
Against Viper? Well, that would be a great set to watch for sure. It's always a pleasure, but we have so many amazing players here. I can't imagine it being a boring semi or a final.
It will be a good show.
Do you want to say anything else to your friends, family, or some?
I still have some matches to go, hopefully.
Okay. I just want to give you an opportunity to say whatever you want.
Not planning to lose the semi-final.
All right.
Not yet.
Perfect. Then I guess we'll hear those good words for your supporters in the coming interviews. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations one more time. Well-deserved victory for Liereyy. I was gonna say a mix-up between Hera and Liereyy one more time.
You want to say a combination?
I was thinking. My brain was stuttering. But thank you so much, and enjoy the well-deserved break.